Can you see? You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, family, and greetings again. Welcome again to another Bible Studies Live. We're Israel, the Lord's Vineyard. My name is Brother Moses, and we have Sister Kelly with us today. Greetings. Family, we have another lesson. Well, the part 2 of last week's lesson. We're going to continue with part 2, but as usual, what we're going to do, we're going to open up with the commandments, and then we will come back. So, sis, whenever you're ready, I am ready.
Reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 20. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Revelation 22, 14 and 15. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Ecclesiastes 12, 13 and 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
All righty, brothers and sisters. As usual, these are the laws we read when we come together. Family, these laws were commanded for us to keep, and they are not done away with. Don't let no one try to convince you that you don't have to keep these laws. Anyone that is doing so, family, they are trying to rob you of your salvation. We always encourage the family, don't allow anyone to steal your crown. With that being said, happy Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom, happy Shabbat. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Well, family, again, we are back with part 2 of the so-called 12 tribe chart that we have the brothers out there on the street corners that they're showing to the people and telling people, like, you know, when you walk up to them, some of the black Hebrew Israelites, you know, they have a 12 tribe chart. Let me give you, first and foremost, family, fair use, the contents that we have. We don't own the rights to them, and it's for the purpose of criticism, comments, such as news reporting, teaching, scholarship, educational, and research purposes. We do not own the rights to them. All right, family? So this is an example of what I'm talking about. You know, when you come on some of the street corners, you will see brothers out there and they have this chart and they call it the 12 tribe chart. And they will have on there where they have the different tribes, and they will tell you, like, for instance, example, they ask you where you're from. You tell them, well, I'm from Jamaica. They say, oh, you know, you're a Benjamite. So this is what I'm talking about. Family, we are of the 12 tribes of Israel. But the thing is, we don't know where or what tribe we are from. We just know that we are part of one of those tribes. The reason why, because Israel, according to the scriptures, was scattered in the four corners of the earth. Therefore, you cannot know what tribe you're from. It would be impossible for you to know that. The only way for you to specifically know that is if you take a DNA that takes you all the way back there to Jacob, and that will be almost impossible to do. So it is fair to say that we are of the descendants of Jacob. We are from one of the 12 tribes of Israel. This will be fair to say. But for these brothers to have these charts out there and telling you that you are of this tribe, you are of this tribe, this is impossible. They cannot know that. So that's why we call that tribe a chart of rubbish. Do not listen to these brothers concerning these charts. It is not true. It is not true. So this is a recap of part one. First, I'm gonna read Genesis 15. I'm gonna read that, sis. I'm gonna read Genesis 15 and 13 to 16, family. This is a recap of part one. So in Genesis 15, verse 13, and he said to Abraham, know of a surely that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve, I will judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. Family, we have some of them also teaching that this is referring to America. Family, this have nothing at all to do with America. This was talking and referring to the land of Egypt. It has nothing to do with America. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. This is talking about Jacob. And thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again. So where was Jacob at this time? Jacob was in the land of Canaan, which is the present day Israel. So God was telling him that I'm going to put your seed, your descendants, going to be in slavery in a land. They're going to be afflicted for 400 years. But after the fourth generation, I will bring them back out and they will come back here to this land, meaning the land of Israel, present day Israel, which is Jerusalem. They will come back to that land. But as we see, family, we are still over here, way past the fourth generation, way past the 400 years. And we are still in America. We are still in the land of our captives. We as captives is still in our slave master's land. These lands are not ours. We're not home. We're still scattered abroad. We're still in the four corners of the earth. So there's no way that this, where we're reading in Genesis, what God told Abraham what's going to happen to him, his seed, could be meaning America. It's impossible. It is talking about Egypt. And he said that nation, when they come out, they will come out with great substance. We came out of Egypt with great substance. Family, when we are gathered from here, Americas, the Bahamas, wherever we are scattered, when Christ returned, which is the second Exodus, we will not be coming out with great substance, because when that time comes, we will have to flee out of here. We will have to get up out of here. Just like we get up out of Egypt, but it's a different time. It's a different time, family. It has nothing to do with America again. So in part one, we spoke about the famine that happened that caused Jacob to end up in Egypt, Jacob and his family. Jacob and his family came into Egypt. Then Pharaoh gave them the land of Goshen. That means the land or place of plenty and comfort. That's what Goshen actually means. They lived there 30 years in good standing. Within that 30 years, Jacob, which is Israel, he died. But family, before Jacob died, he told his son what will befall them in the latter times. Part one, we read about Reuben. Reuben, he lost his inheritance as the firstborn because of what he did. He defiled his father's bed. Then we talked about Simeon and Levi. Jacob called them the instrument of destruction. We spoke about Judah. Judah means the praise one. And this is actually the tribe that Jesus, the Messiah, came out of. The scepter shall not depart from Judah until the ruler comes, which is Christ. So then we spoke about Zebulun, it means dwellers, one who dwells. And we read that Jacob, he told Zebulun that he will be dwelling by the sea. And that's exactly what happened. He got when when they got the lands, Zebulun's land, his allotment was by the seaside. So we saw that happened, that was fulfilled, that came to pass. Then we read about Issachar. Issachar means reward or a man of hire. All of these family came to pass already. What Jacob told his sons that what will befall them in their latter days. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue with the rest of the sons of Jacob. Again, fair use. These contents, we do not own the rights to them. Okay. So on the chart, they have Judah as the Black Americans, the Benjamite as the West Indian blacks. They have the Levites as the Haitians. The tribe of Ephraim, they say that those are the Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, they say that they're the Cubans. Simeon, the Dominicans. Zebulun, they say they're the Guatemala and the Panamanian Mayas people. Then they say Gad is the American Indians. Reuben are the Seminole Indians. Asher is the Colombia to Argentina, Uruguay. Issachar, they say those are the Mexican or Aztecs. And Naphtali, they say those are the people from Argentina and Chile. Again, family, none of this is substantial. None of this is provable. This chart is not correct. This chart is rubbish. None of us can tell what tribe we are from. All we know that we are from one of the 12 tribes of Israel. So we're going to continue with the son God. We're going to go back to Genesis because this is where we're reading where Jacob told his son what will befall them in the latter times. So we're going to go back to Genesis 49 and we're going to continue with the son God. We're going to read from verse 16 to verse 18.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that biteth the horse's heel, so that his rider shall fall backward. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord.
So this is the son Dan, where Jacob is telling his son Dan what will befall him in the latter times, because that's what Jacob was doing prior to his death. Let's go to Joshua 19, and we're going to read from 40 to 48. So the sister just read what Jacob said concerning Dan. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in path that biteth the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backwards. So let's go to Joshua 19, and we're going to read 40 to 48.
And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families. And the coast of their inheritance was Zorah, and Eshtal, and Ershmesh, and Shalabin, and Ajalon, and Jethla, and Elon, and Timnathah, and Ekron, and Eltekeh, and Gibbethon, and Baalath, and Jahad, and Benkaret, and Githrimmon, and Mejarkon, and Rakon, with the border before Japhel. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt therein, and called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is an inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families, these cities with their villages.
So this we see that the lot that was given to the children of Dan, the tribe of Dan, and what happened to them. They said that the land was too small for them, so they went up and they acquired more land. You see how they did it, right? Let's go to Genesis 30. Genesis chapter 30. And we're going to read 1 to 6.
And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister, and said unto Jacob, Give me children, or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, Am I in God's stead? Who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? And she said, Behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. And Bilhah conceived, and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, God hath judged me, and hath also heard my voice, and hath given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan.
So we see that his name mean to judge or to govern. That's what his name means. So it's the same thing that Jacob was telling them when he was giving them the allotted times what's going to happen to them, right? Let's go to Numbers chapter 10. Numbers chapter 10, and we're going to read verse 11 to 14 and then 25.
And it came to pass on the 20th day of the second month in the second year that the cloud was taken up from off the tabernacle of the testimony. And the children of Israel took their journeys out of the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud rested in the wilderness of Paran. And they first took their journey according to the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. In the first place went the standard of the camp of the children of Judah according to their armies, and over his host was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. 25. And the standard of the camp of the children of Dan set forward, which was the reward, reward of all the camps throughout their hosts, and over his host was Ahijah, the son of Ammishaddai.
So Dan was made judge, part of judge over Israel, also, family. And that's what Jacob had already told them was going to happen. And even in his name means to govern or to judge. So this have nothing to do, again, family, with us over here in America. Not only that, we being in America, we don't own nothing. We basically don't have any rights. We're under the mercies of our slave masters still. We don't have our names. We don't have our customs. Most of us don't even know our God. So there's no way that Jacob could be telling them about the land in what's going to happen to them in the land of the slave masters. This is what was going to happen to them when they acquired their own land in Jerusalem, the same place that the ancestors went when they came out of Egypt, back to the land. This was what's going to happen to their descendants in their land, not over here in someone else's land. We don't own nothing. As a matter of fact, in Deuteronomy 28, it says everything that we want, everything that we need, we're going to have to acquire it by another nation, by someone who don't look like us. We're going to be under them in nakedness, in drink, in food, and in wanting of all things. So we don't have any strength. We don't have any power outside of Jerusalem. We don't. This was what's going to happen to them when they came out of Egypt and they went back to their land, not someone else's land. Let's go to Joshua 13. Judges 13. Forgive me. Judges 13. Now we're going to read 1 to 10. When you ready? I'm ready. If you're speaking, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. And there was a certain man of Zorah of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold, thou art barren and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing.
So this man, Manoah, was from where? The tribe of what? The tribe of Dan, which they call them Danites, right? Remember we say Dan, it means to govern or to judge, right? Go ahead.
For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God, very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name. But he said unto me, Behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, And now drink no wine nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing, for the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death.
From the womb till the day of his death. Go ahead.
Then Manoah entreated the Lord and said, O my Lord, let the man of God who didst send come again unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the child that shall be born. And God hearkened to the voice of Manoah, and the angel of God came again unto the woman as she sat in the field. But Manoah her husband was not with her. And the woman made haste and ran and showed her husband and said unto him, Behold, the man hath appeared unto me, that came unto me the other day.
Keep reading, sis. Go ahead. Keep reading.
And Manoah arose and went after his wife and came to the man and said unto him, Art thou the man that speakest on the woman? And he said, I am. And Manoah said, Now let thy words come to pass. How shall we order the child, and how shall we do unto him? And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine, neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All that I commanded her, let her observe. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee until we shall have made ready a kid for thee.
So this child that is to be born was going to be the judge of the Philistine. And this child is Samson. Samson is a what family? He's a Danite. Dan means to govern or to judge. He's a Danite. So Samson was born to be the judge of the Philistine. Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, Though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread. And if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord. For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, what is thy name, that when thy sayings come to pass, we may do thee honor? And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Why makest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret? So Manoah took a kid with a meat offering and offered it upon a rock unto the Lord. And the angel did wondrously, and Manoah and his wife looked on. For it came to pass, when the flame went up toward heaven from off the altar, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar. And Manoah and his wife looked on it, and fell on their faces to the ground. But the angel of the Lord did no more appear to Manoah and his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was an angel of the Lord. And Manoah said unto his wife, We shall surely die, because we have seen God. But his wife said unto him, If the Lord were pleased to kill us, he would not have received the burnt offering and the meat offering at our hands, neither would he have showed us all these things, nor would, as it was as this time, have told us such things as these. And the woman bare a son, and called his name Samson. And the child grew, and the Lord blessed him. And the Spirit of the Lord began to move him at times in the camp of Dan, between Zorah and Eshtal.
Because this son, Samson, was born to be the judge of the Philistine. Is he killed them with a donkey jawbone? He just defeated, destroyed the Philistine with a donkey jawbone. He was born to be the judge of the Philistine. That was Samson's path, being a Danite from the tribe of Dan. That was part of the prophecy that was prophesied to him, to Dan, Jacob's son. Let us go now back to Genesis 49, and we're going to read one verse, verse 19. Genesis 49 and 19.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but shall overcome at the last.
You think cutting, like it's clip.
Gad, a troop shall overcome at the last.
You're doing the same thing. But don't worry about it. Let's carry on. But you're there in the same place, or you move from, yeah, where you always be. I don't know why it's clipping. It's clipping. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on. Okay, let's see if we can work with this for the meantime. So verse 19, it says, God, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Let's go to Genesis chapter 30. And we're going to read verse 9 to verse 11.
When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah her maid and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, A troop cometh, and she called his name Gad.
So the same thing. God means good fortune or raiders. That's what God means. Good fortune or raiders. Let's go to First Chronicles. And we're going to read First Chronicles chapter 5. We're going to read verse 10 to verse 24. First Chronicles chapter 5. We're going to read verse 10 to verse 24. When you get it ready, I'm ready.
And in the days of Saul, they made war with the Hagarites, who fell by their hand, and they dwelt in their tents throughout all the east land of Gilead. And the children of Gad dwelt over against them in the land of Bashan unto Salcah. Joel the chief, and Shapham the next, and Janai, and Shaphat in Bashan. And their brethren of the house of their fathers were Michael, and Meshullam, and Sheba, and Jarai, and Jachan, and Ziah, and Heber, the seven. These are the children of Abihail, the son of Huri, the son of Jaro, the son of Gilead, the son of Michael, the son of Jeshai, the son of Jado, the son of Buz, Ahai, the son of Abdiel, the son of Guni, chief of the house of their fathers. And they dwelt in Gilead, in Bashan, and in her towns, and in all the suburbs of Sharon upon their borders. All these were reckoned by genealogies in the days of Jotham, king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, king of Israel. The sons of Reuben, and the Gadites, and half of the tribe of Manasseh, of the valiant men, men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, were 44,703 scores
Mm.
that went out to the war.
And these are from the Gadites and from the tribe of Manasseh. Go ahead.
And they made war with the Hagarites, with Jeter, and Nephish, and Nodab, and they were helped against them, and the Hagarites were delivered into their hand, and all that were with them. But they cried to God in the battle, and he was entreated of them, because they put their trust in him.
Mm.
And they took away their cattle, of their camels 50,000, and of the sheep 250,000, and of asses 2,000, and of men 100,000.
Mm.
For there fell down many slain, because the war was of God, and they dwelt in their steads until the captivity. And the children of the half tribe of Manasseh dwelt in the land. They increased from Bashan unto Baal Hermon and Sinai, and unto Mount Hermon. And these were the heads of the house of their fathers, even Epher, and Ishai, and Eliu, and Azriel, and Jeremiah, and Hadaviah, and Jadiel, mighty men of valor, famous men, and heads of the house of their fathers.
Keep reading, sis. Go down to 20. Read to 26.
And they transgressed against the God of their fathers and went a whoring after the gods of the people of the land, whom God destroyed before them. And the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tilgath-Pilneser, king of Assyria, and he carried them away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh, and brought them into Hala and Habor and Hara, and to the river of Goshen unto this day.
So that's it. So even though God blessed them, you see what happened to Israel? And Israel always fall into that trap. When God helped them, when they're keeping God's commandment, God work with them. He give them what they want. He helped them in the time of need. He give other nations into their hands. And then what happened? Israel turn and start serving these other people God. They start doing wicked towards God. And then what happened? God will turn now and put them into the hands of other nations. This thing has been a reoccurring thing that's been going on with Israel from the beginning of times. Israel ceased to listen. So God was prophesied to be, as I say, his name means fortune or raiders, and that's what God helped it in until they start going against God. Go to First Chronicles 12. First Chronicles 12. And we're going to read from verse 1.
Now these are they that came to David to Ziklag, while he yet kept himself close because of Saul, the son of Kish. Excuse me, and they were among the mighty men, helpers of the war. They were armed with bows and could use both the right hand and the left in hurling stones and shooting arrows out of a bow, even of Saul's brethren of Benjamin.
I wonder who trained him. I wonder if it's David trained him. Go ahead.
The chief was Ahijah, then Joash, the sons of Shema, the Gibeite, the Gibbethite, and Jeziel, and Pelet, the sons of Asmaveth, and Berekah, and Jehu, and Antothite, and Ishmael the Gibeonite, a mighty man among the 30, and over the 30, and Jeremiah, and Jahaziel, and Johanan, and Josadam, and Gederite, Eluzai, and Jeremoth, and Beliah, and Shemariah, and Shephatiah, and Heraphite, Elkanah, and Jesiah, and Azareel, and Jozer, and Joshabeam, and Korites, and Joelah, and Zebadiah, the sons of Jeroham of Gedor. And the Gadites were separated themselves, and the Gadites separated themselves unto David into the hold to the wilderness men of might, and men of war fit for the battle, that could handle shield and buckler, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as the roes upon the mountains.
Mm.
These are the
And you hear
first.
and you hear the title? What God mean? Good fortune or raiders. So these men, raiders, were fit for men to be men of war, to go inside of these nations and take them down. Go ahead.
And the Gadites, 9. Ezer the
Mhm.
first, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmanah the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabab the ninth, Jeremiah the 10th, Machbanai the 11th, These were the sons of Gad, captains of the host. One of the least was over 100, and the greatest was over 1,000. These are they that went over Jordan in the first month, when it had overflown all his banks, and they put to flight all them to the valleys, both toward the east and toward the west.
Because these men are men of valor, raiders. These men were men of war, these Gadites. And that's exactly what his name means, and that's exactly what Jacob said to him. Let's go and look at what Jacob told Asher. Let's go back to Genesis 49. Genesis 49 and verse 20.
Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties.
So this is Asher now. He will be making food fit for king. This is Asher, prosperous, blessed, happy. That's what his name means. Prosperous, blessed, happy. So he said, out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. He will be making food fit for kings. Let's go see some of the things that Asher was blessed with. As I say, we are not blessed with nothing over here, nothing in the land of our enemies, family. So this is impossible for you to be talking about us in this time, because we came over here as slaves. That's how our family came over here, as slaves. They were not coming to their land. They were coming to the enemy's lands. And they were not coming to own nothing. They were coming to be slaves. Deuteronomy 33. And we're going to read 24 and 24 and 25.
And of Asher he said, Let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be.
So let his dip his foot in what? In oil. Remember Asher, Jacob says he's going to be prosperous and blessed. Let's go to Joshua 19. Joshua 19. And we're going to read 24 to 31.
And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families. And their border was Helkath, and Haley, and Beten, and Akshaphat, and Alamelech, and Amad, and Mishael, and reached to Carmel westward, and to Shehobanath. I don't think I pronounced that right. And turn it toward the sunrising of Beth-dagon, and reach it to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jephthahel, toward the north side bank of Bethemech, and Neo, and goeth out of Kabul on the left hand, and Hebron, and Rehob, and Hammon, and Cana, even unto great Zidon.
So you see all these lands that we acquired, that the children of Israel acquired coming out of Egypt, family? What land did we acquire over here? We were even promised, what do you call it? 10 acres and a mule? That's what it was, right?
That's what they say.
We were even promised 10 acres and a mule over here. And up to now, we haven't seen the 10 acres, nor have we seen the mule. We haven't got neither. But look at these lands and all these allotment that the children of Israel got when they came out of Egypt. So, family, the 12 tribes is that the prophecy that Jacob was given to his sons, it's impossible that it will be on this side of the Mediterranean Sea. It will be impossible. He had to be talking about when they came out of Egypt on the side of across the Jordan, over on the side, not over here in the Western Hemisphere. That was talking about when they was going into their land, not over here, family. Joshua 19, we're going to read, yeah, you start, continue, sis, continue.
And then the coast turneth to Ramah, and to the strong city of Tyre, and the coast turneth to Hosa, and the outgoings thereof are Axim. Armah also, and Aphek, and Rehab, 22 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the village of the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families, these cities with their villages.
So these were the allotment that was allotted to Asher. So let's see. Remember, it says Asher, you'll be prosperous, blessed, happy. So Jacob said unto his son, gather thyself together. We know that in the Jewish tradition, the abundance of oil in the land possessed by Asher so enriched the tribe that none of them, so enriched the tribe that none of them needed to hire in habitation. And the soil was so fertile, that in the time of scarcity, and especially in the sabbatical year, Asher provided all Israel with olive oil. Remember one of the prophecy that was given to him was he's going to dip his foot in oil. So he owned all the land with full of olive oil that he could have provided for all Israel in the sabbatical year in the time of scarcity. And Asher, he said, blessed above the sons, let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. So he owned these vineyards that gave oil, olive oil. And he will rightfully add that the land of Asher, along with the Mediterranean coast of Israel, as the land of Manasseh to the south and the east of Asher, were historically blessed with olive groves and known as a major source of olive oil. Whereas there have been no commonly known petroleum field in the region. So this is what was prophesied to Asher, one of the sons of Jacob, that he will dip his foot in oil. And the land that he acquired was full, loaded with olive groves. At least 10,000 tons of Israel olive oil production came from modern orchard, while the rest is produced by traditional and family-run orchard kept both in Arab and Jewish farmers. These are located between Metula, Israel, most northern town on the border between Israel and Lebanon, to the southernmost Eliot. So Asher was blessed with lands full of olive groves. We don't have no olive groves over here, family. We don't own nothing over here. Nothing. We came over here under subjection, and we're still under subjection. Let's go to Deuteronomy 33, and we're going to read 24 and 25. Didn't we read this already? Deuteronomy 33 with 24 and 25. I think we read this already. Yes, we did. Go to Genesis 30. We're going to go and read about another one. Genesis 30. So first of all, we're going to go back to and read about Naphtali. Go back to 49. Genesis 49. Genesis 49, and we're going to read about Naphtali, which is verse 21. Genesis 49 and 21. If you're talking, you unmute.
Naphtali is a hind let loose, he giveth goodly words.
So Jacob said to his son Naphtali, Naphtali is a hind let loose. He giveth goodly words. So it also mean, Naphtali also mean let free. And a hind let free, my struggles, my wrestling. That's what also it means. A hind let free. A hind is a deer family. A young deer is a hind. But it also means my struggle and my wrestling. So let us go to Joshua 19. We're going to read 32 to 39. Joshua 19, 32 to 39. When you get it, I'm ready when you're ready.
The sixth lot came out of the children of Naphtali, even for the children of Naphtali according to their families. And their coast was from Heleph, from Alan to Zananim, and Adami, Nekeb, and Jabneel, unto Lucum, and the outgoings thereof were at Jordan. And then the coast turneth toward Aznathtobar, and goeth out from thence to Hakak, and reacheth to Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Asher on the west side, and to Judah upon Jordan toward the sun rising. And the fenced cities are Ziddim, Zur, and Hamath, and Rakath, and Chinnereth, and Adamah, and Ramah, and Hazor, and Kadesh, and Edreel, and Enza, and Hazah, and Iron, and Migdaleel, Horem, and Bethanath, and Beth Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali according to their families, the cities, and their villages.
Why would even these brothers, why would they even think that Jacob was even talking about on this side of the Mediterranean? And the prophecy that Jacob gave his son, why would they even think that is over on this side? When they know that when we came over here, we came over here in slave ships, our ancestors. They know when we came out of Egypt, look at all this land and territory that the children of Israel acquired. Look at all this territory. All of the 12 tribes got an allotment. It's only the tribe of Levi that got allotment among all the 12 tribes, because the Levi was the priest tribe. So their allotment was actually God. God was their allotment. So they, because they being the Levites, they got territory among all the 12 tribes. They were scattered throughout the 12 tribes. But all the 12 sons of Jacob, they got allotment, land. So that's another thing too, that I hear people talking about Jerusalem can't be the land, and it got to be another land because Jerusalem is too small for all these people. My family, these people who are saying that, obviously they have not been reading the allotment that was given to the 12 tribes of Israel. It's not only Jerusalem. That's not the only land that the children of Israel acquired. When you read Joshua chapter 19, it's telling you in the book of Joshua 19, it's telling you all the territories and the allotment that was given to the children of Israel. This is not Jerusalem. All of this is not Jerusalem. Even Jericho, when they took down Jericho, every time they was going to a nation and they took them down, they were taking the land, they were acquiring the land. So it's not only Israel for people to be saying Israel is a small place, because all of them did not live in Israel. They were living in surrounding territories. Let's go back to Genesis 49. We're going to read about Joseph. Joseph means a fruitful branch. A fruitful branch. God shall add. So Genesis 49, and we're going to read 22 to 26.
Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. Even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lieth under the blessings of the breast and of the womb. The blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren.
And he, Joseph, was named the fruitful branch, even by God of thy fathers, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that light under, blessings of the breast and of the womb. Because of Joseph, Israel survived, because Joseph was placed in Egypt to preserve Israel and other nations. Because at that time when the famine took place, Egypt was one of the only places that you could have find food. And it was because of fine grain and wheat. And it was only because of Joseph why this make this possible. Only because of Joseph. If it wasn't for Joseph, all Egypt would have died. All of them would have died. All these nations would have died off because they had no grain. When that famine came, that famine did havoc on all the nations, surrounding nations. All of them was going to Egypt to buy grains, and it was only because of Joseph. He is the fruitful branch. Can you read this?
According to some commentaries, this blessing of Joseph is one of the most remarkable of them all. Jacob, throughout it seems struggling with himself and anxious to bestow more than was in his power. Joseph was his dearest son, the child of his chief and most beloved wife. He was, too, the savior of Israel's family and the actual ruler of Egypt, and his father had even bestowed upon him the portion of the firstborn and given him 2 tribes, and to the rest but 1. Nevertheless, he cannot bestow upon him the sovereignty. In clear terms, he had described Judah as the lion, whose lordly strength should give Israel victory and dominion, and the scepter must remain his till he whose right is to rule should come. And thus Jacob magnifies again and again, but in obscure terms, his blessing upon Joseph, which when analyzed amounts simply to excessive fruitfulness, with no messianic or spiritual prerogative. Beginning with this, Jacob next dwells upon Joseph's trials and upon the manliness with which he had borne and overcome them, and then magnifies the blessedness of the earthly lot of his race, won for them by the personal worth of Joseph, with a description of which Jacob ends his words.
Because Joseph is the only son, as we just read, that had 2 blessings. All the tribes had 1 because of Joseph's 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. All the other one had 1. Joseph as the fruitful branch. Let's go back to Genesis 49, and we're going to continue from 27 and 28. Are you ready? Go ahead.
Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide spoil. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is it that their father spake unto them and blessed them. Every one according to his blessing, he blessed them.
And family, do we know what happened in the tribe of Benjamin? The tribe of Benjamin almost got devoured for the act that they did. Let's see if we can read it. Let's go back to Judges 19, where we read 1 to 15. Judges 19, 1 to 15.
And it came to pass in those days, when there was no king in Israel, there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah.
Mm-hmm.
And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house of Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months. And her husband arose and went after her, to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having his servant with him, and a couple of asses, and she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodge there. And it came to pass on the fourth day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart. And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry.
So this man, when he went back, he went to look for his wife because his concubine left and went back to her father. She was, one of these promiscuous women. And he went back to his father. He went to his father-in-law's house looking for her. But while he was there, we're going to see what happened. Go ahead.
And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And
Mhm.
he arose early in the morning on the fifth day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the damsel's father, said unto him, Behold, now the day draweth toward evening. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, that thine heart may be merry, and tomorrow get you early on your way, that thou mayest go home.
So what you notice with this father-in-law, he didn't want his son-in-law to leave. He didn't want him to leave. He keep finding excuse just for them to stay. Every minute he say, well, I know you look tired, just stay one more night. Then the next night, well, the night is coming real fast, so you might as well just eat and just stay here again one more night. Like he didn't want him to leave. But he should have left the first day because by him staying, my, by him staying. Go ahead.
But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed and came over against Jebus, which is
Mm-hmm.
Jerusalem. And there were with him 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with him.
Mm-hmm.
When they were by Jebus, the day was far spent. And the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn in into this city of the Jebusites and lodge in it.
Mm-hmm. So
Pass
if he should have left the first day when he was in that other city to go back home, he probably had done reach home by now. But because of he tarrying so long, he turned in now going back now, he turned into the city of the Jebusite. And what happened while he turned in there? Go ahead.
And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger that is
Mm-hmm.
not of the children of Israel. We will pass over to Gibeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto his servant, Come, let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night, in
Mm-hmm.
Gibeah or in Ramah.
Mm-hmm.
And they passed on and went their way. And the sun went down upon them when they were by Gibeah, which belongeth to Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned aside thither to go in and to lodge in Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat him down in a street of the city, for there was no man that took them into his house to lodge in.
So what city did they went into? The city of Gibeah, which was what? One of the city belonging to who? Benjamin. Benjamin, Jacob prophesied against him. He's a ravenous wolf, right? Go to Judges 20. Go over to Judges 20.
Are we skipping 16 to 30?
Uh, no, go ahead. Keep going. My. Keep reading. I'm sorry.
And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah. But the man of the place were Benjamites.
Mm-hmm.
When he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, Whither goest thou? And whence comest thou?
So where you going and where you came from, right? Go ahead.
And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of Mount Ephraim, from whence am I. And I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no man that receiveth me to house.
Because while he was traveling, he said nobody, allowed him in, to stay with them. But remember, he had stayed with the girl, who is his father-in-law, so-called father-in-law, and he'd been there for almost 4 nights. So he should have got that woman the first night and haul boogie back home. So because of he been staying all his night, these wicked Benjamites in this city did something that was real awful. Go ahead.
Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for my handmaid, and for the young man which is with thy servants. There is no want of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me. Only
Mm-hmm.
lodge not in the street.
Come, I will give your horse to drink. I will feed your men, them that is following you. But don't lad. Anything you want, I will provide it. But only don't stay in these streets. Because that man know what kind of street this was. Go ahead.
So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet and did eat and drink.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about, and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him.
Okay. Do me a favor. Can you read that one in the NLT? Can
22.
you? Yeah. Um, so read from 20. Sorry. Read from 20.
You are welcome to stay with me, the old man said. I will give you anything you might need, but whatever you do, don't spend the night in the square.
Mm-hmm.
So he took them home with him and fed the donkeys. After they washed their feet, they ate and drank together.
Uh-huh.
While they were enjoying themselves, a crowd of troublemakers from the town surrounded the city. They began beating at the door and shouting to the old man, Bring out the man who is staying with you so we can have sex with him.
What? These are men, the Benjamites from that city. The same thing happened where? In Sodom and Gomorrah. The very same thing happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. They came beating down this man door. That's the reason why the man was telling them, don't stay in the square. Whatever you do, don't stay out here in the square. Come on, come with me. I will give you, feed your donkey them, feed your servants. I will feed you and your concubine. I will give you all food, but don't stay outside here. While they were inside there, the troublemakers from the town came, surrounding the house. They began beating at the door and shouting to the old man, Bring out the man who is staying with you, so we might have whatever with him. This is madness. This is from the tribe of Benjamin. Go ahead.
Let me go out to KJV.
Yeah.
23. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly, seeing that this man is come into mine house. Do not this folly.
Mm.
Behold, here is my daughter a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now, and humble ye them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do not so vile a thing.
So the man of the house, the old man, he had another daughter there, plus the man concubine. He had two daughters. One is the man, one of the concubine of the man. That's who he came to get from the from his father-in-law. And that man had a daughter. So the man said, I have a daughter here, and there's this man's concubine in here too. I will give them to y'all. But to these men, don't do this wicked act. It's the same thing that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. When Lot told the men them at the door, hey, I got my daughter here, I'd give her to y'all. But these men that come in here, don't do this wicked deed. But the Benjamite then, did they want to hear that? No, because they didn't want no women. They wanted the men. Go ahead.
But the man would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them. And they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go.
So they abused that woman on why? Because that's not who they wanted. They wanted the men. So they abused the woman all night. And when the morning came now for the man to go, what happened? Go ahead.
Then came the woman in the dawning of the day and fell down at the door of the man's house where her Lord was, till it was light. And her Lord rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto her, Up and let us be going. But none answered. Then the man took her up upon an ass, and the man rose up and got him into his place.
So why didn't he get no answer? Because the woman was dead. They abused the woman all night. The woman died. And he said unto her, Up, let us go. Let us be going. But no answer. Then the man took her up and put her on his donkey. And the man rose up and got him unto his place. He left and went home with his dead concubine. What did the man do? Go ahead.
And when he was coming to his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine, and divided her, together with her bones, into 12 pieces, and sent her into all the coast of Israel.
So the man cut her up in 12 pieces and sent all those pieces, the 12 pieces, to the 12 tribes of Israel. They killed the man concubine, these wicked Benjamites. So he sent them the pieces to the other tribes to show them what one of the tribes did. Go ahead.
And it was so that all that saw it said, There was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your minds.
So they say, now, man, what in the madness is this? We have never seen nothing to this extreme. So now let's go to Judges 20. And we can start from 16. You want to start from 1?
Where you want me to start from?
You want to start from? Start from 1.
We'll start at 1. Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man, from Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of Gilead, unto the Lord of Mizpeh. And the chief of all the people, even of all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of God, 400,000 footmen that drew sword. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were gone up to Mizpeh. Then said the children of Israel, Tell us, how was this wickedness?
So now the children of Benjamin, they heard that the other children, the other tribes of Israel went up to Mizpah, right? So they want to know what's going on here. What's up? How this happened? Right? Go ahead.
And the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered and said, I came into Gibeah that belongeth to Benjamin, I and my concubine to lodge. And the men of Gibeah rose against me, and beset the house around about upon me by night, and thought to have slain me, and my concubine have they forced that she is dead. And I took my concubine and cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed lewdness and folly in Israel. Behold, ye are all children of Israel. Give here your advice and counsel. And all the people arose as one man, saying, We will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn into his house. But now this shall be the thing which we all do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it. And we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 of 10,000, and fetch victual for the people, that they may do, when they come to Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Israel.
Mm.
So all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man. And the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, What wickedness is this that it is done among you? Now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Belial, which are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death, and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin would not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Israel.
So
But the,
what were they doing? They were harboring wickedness among them. They didn't want to turn up the men them that did it. They did not want to turn in the men them that did it. So what they were doing, they were harboring wickedness among them. Go ahead.
but the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities unto Gibeah to go out to battle against the children of Israel. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew sword, beside the inhabitants of Gibeah, which were numbered 700 chosen men. Among all these people, there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Everyone could sling stones at an hair breadth and not miss. Wow. And, and I wouldn't want to be one.
You wouldn't want to be in one of their paths. A
And the men of
stone, they could sling a stone like what David do to Goliath. Sling a stone within a hair's breadth and don't miss.
and the men of Israel beside Benjamin were numbered 400,000 men that drew sword. All these were men of war.
And they were left-handed. Go ahead.
And the
So you,
children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God, and asked counsel of God, and said, Which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. And the children of Israel rose up in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin. And the men of Israel put themselves in array to fight against them at Gibeah. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 20 and 2,000 men.
so these people, them Benjamite, you see how much people they killed? That's why Jacob said Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. What he did, what they allow in among the people, and then look what they did. Look how much people they killed. Go ahead.
And the people, the men of Israel, encouraged themselves and set their battle again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord until even, and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, Shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, Go up against them. And the children of Israel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day. And Benjamin went forth against them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed them down to the ground of the children of Israel again, 18,000 men. All these drew the sword.
You what they did again?
Then all the
They
children
killed.
of Israel and all the people went up and came unto the house of God and wept, and sat there before the Lord, and fasted that day until even, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord.
They can't understand why is it that God tell them to go up, but the Benjamite them still killing them? Go ahead.
And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? And the Lord said, Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them in thine hand.
So God tell them tomorrow, I'm gonna give them over into your hand. So I guess them that God allowed to get killed, maybe they needed to get killed too. Because God is the one that tell them to go up. They went to God, inquire, what must we do? And God tell them Judah will go up first. Go ahead.
And Israel sent liars in wait round about Gibeah. And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah as at other times. And the children of Benjamin went out against the people, and were drawn away from the city, and they began to smite of the people, and kill, as at other times in the highways, of which one goeth up on the house of God, and the other to Gibeah in the field, about 30 men of Israel.
Mm.
And the children of Benjamin said, They are smitten down before us, as at the first. But the children of Israel said, Let us flee and draw them from the city unto the highways. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their place and put themselves in array at Baltamar. And the liars in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and the battle was sore, but they knew not that evil was near them.
Mm.
And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed of the Benjamites that day 20 and 5,000 and 100 men. All these drew the sword. So the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Israel gave place to the Benjamites, because they trusted unto the liars in wait, which they had set beside Gibeah. And the liars in wait hasted and rushed upon Gibeah, and the liars in wait drew themselves along, and smote all the city with the edge of the sword. Now there was an appointed sign before the men of Israel and the liars in wait, that they should make a great flame with smoke rise up out of the city. And when the men of Israel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill of the men of Israel about 30 persons. For they said, Surely they are smitten down before us, as in the first battle.
Mm.
But when the flame began to arise up out of the city with a pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended up to heaven. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them.
Mm.
Therefore they turned their backs before the men of Israel onto the way of the wilderness. But
They're still, they took off running. Go ahead.
the battle overtook them, and them which came out of the cities they destroyed in the midst of them. Thus they enclosed the Benjamites round about, and chased them, and trode them down with ease over against Gibeah towards sunrising. And there fell of Benjamin 18,000 men. All these were men of valor.
Mm.
And they turned and fled toward the wilderness unto the rock of Rimmon. And they gleaned of them in the highways 5,000 men, and pursued hard after them unto Gidom, and slew 2,000 men of them. So they so that all which fell that day of Benjamin were 20 and 5,000 men that drew the sword. All these were men of valor. But 600 men turned and fled to the wilderness unto the rock of Rimmon, and abode in the rock of Rimmon 4 months. And the men of Israel turned again upon the children of Benjamin, and smote them with the edge of the rock, as well the men of every city as the beast, and all that came to hand. Also they set on fire all the cities that they came to.
So this what happened befell the tribe of Benjamin, because one of the prophecy that was prophesied against them was Benjamin, a ravenous wolf. What the evil that they did. And again, family, we don't know over here on this side of the ocean what tribe we are from. We don't know. So many people who say believe that they're Judah, you could very well be a Benjamite. So that 12 tribe chart is a farce, it's a folly, it's rubbish, it's a lie, a total lie. It's a total lie. Let's see what happened when Jacob now, after he gave his speech to his children, and Joseph now, Jacob, then Jacob now say, well, now it's time for me to go. Poor Jacob. Jacob died within the 30 years that he came into Egypt. So we're going to continue from verse 29. We're going to read from 29 to 33. Read on 28. These are
28.
yeah. Continue
All
back.
these, all these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is it that their father spake unto them and blessed them. Every one according to his blessing, he blessed them. And he charged them, and he said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite for a possession of a burying place. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his wife, where they buried Isaac and Rebekah his wife, and where I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed, and yielded up the ghost, and was gathered unto his people.
And that's exactly what God had told him, Abraham, concerning his descendant that was going to go into Egypt. And then while they went into Egypt, Jacob now told his sons what going to befall them at the latter times. And the latter times, remember, family, after Jacob died, they still remain into Egypt hundreds of years. Remember, they've been the first 30 years of them being in Egypt. They were not in Egypt as slaves. They was in there as guests to Pharaoh. And them that within that 30 years when Jacob told his children what's going to happen to them, because he died within the 30 years, because after the 30 years, when the new Pharaoh came up, and the children of Israel is growing profusely in the land of Goshen, they just multiplying. The book said that the Pharaoh got scared and said, man, we got to do something about these children of Israel. They just multiplying up, multiplying up. Like they're more in number than us. So we got to do something with these people, man, because what if they join with the other nations to take us down? So that's when the Pharaoh came up with this thing with bondage. So he put the children of Israel in slavery, and they've been in slavery for 400 years. So the first 30 years were not slavery. The last 400 years was slavery. So why would they pass 400 years? Check this out. If Jacob died within the 30 years that he went in there, within 30 years, so the 400 years after they came out of there, they would be going back to their land. So why would Jacob be telling them something past their land to over here in America? Isn't the prophecy supposed to go in order? The prophecy is telling them what's going to happen to them when they go back into their land, when they came out of Egypt. Why would he pass that prophecy or pass that to come all the way over here to America? They have nothing to do with America, family. It's talking about when they came out of Egypt, what's going to befall his children going into the land. We don't own nothing over here. Nothing we don't own over here. So he couldn't be talking about here. So this is Genesis 49, family. This is concerning what Jacob told his sons. And this is one of the places where these brothers, they get their 12 tribe chart from. Well, they inherited from the master who made it. So now they got it on the road, on the corners, and they're telling people, hey, this is what you are. If you're from Jamaica, you are the Benjamites. This is not true, family. Don't listen to them with these 12 tribe chart. It is not real. It's rubbish. You have anything, since you want to say?
I'm just gonna piggyback off of not owning anything. Even people who think they do own something right now, if you own a home, you don't really own it, because even after you pay for it, you pay a mortgage for your house, you pay a mortgage for your land, you pay taxes on the mortgage, in the mortgage that you're paying for. And still at the end of the year, they still charge you another tax. And if you already pay off for your house and pay off for your land, and you don't pay their taxes at the end of the year, they'll take it away from you. So you still don't own it. No matter what you own, what you think you own, you still don't own it. Because if you don't pay taxes, and if you're driving a car and you don't pay taxes, you don't license it, you can't really use it. I mean, you can use it, but according to
Get you.
it's illegal for you to use it. So what you think you own, you still don't own. So that's that on that.
Is and you're right. As you say, you done pay for your house, but then when you're done pay for the house, then you have to be paying taxes. And you done own you're supposedly done own your home, but yet you're still paying these people taxes. Like, what? So you just making money off of me just to make money off of me?
You
We don't
telling me I'm owning it, but basically I'm renting it. I'm
that's
selling.
what you're doing. Go ahead. That's exactly what you're doing. You're renting. forever renting. So I really can see that these brothers actually believe in what they're saying. I don't think they believe what they're saying. I really don't think they believe what they're saying. I think they're just saying it just to say it. Because this is pure madness. Pure madness. The Bible says we are going to be scattered in the four corners of the earth. The word itself, scatter, means not in order. If you take stones and you just scatter them on the floor, they're not in order. So if you take 12 tribes and fling them on the floor, you don't know who is who. Not only that, the slave master them, those people that was manning the ships that brought us across those oceans. You think they know what tribe you're from? Not only that, do you think they care what tribe you're from? They don't care. They just know that they taking your black behind on them ships and you're going to go into slavery. They don't care what tribe you're from. It's not like they come and say, okay, all Judah, come over here. We're going to take you to this place. All Benjamite, come over here. We're going to take you to Jamaica. No, they did not do that. They pack us like sardines on those ships and took us and dispersed us to the four corners of the earth. We don't know what tribe we're from. The only people that might have a little bit of knowledge from what do you call it? What do you call it? Verbal. What do you call it? When it's verbal, like you tell your son tell their son tell their son.
Just pass down the information, just pass down.
Right. But it's not even from documents. They don't have documents. It's just verbal. You know what I mean? So it's people who actually escaped and probably went into Africa. And some of them they passed down with the ancestries. You know what I mean? Hey, we are from Israel. And most of them, they don't even know what tribe they're from. They don't lost that. Because they go into so many captivity, so many slaveries, so many bondage, that the children that come up after them, they're born in slavery. They don't even know where their parents come from. Some of them parents already died. Some of them got shipped away. When your child was born, they take your child and ship them to another plantation. They take your wife and ship her off to somewhere else. So it is impossible for us to know what tribe we are from. That's a cockamamie story that they come up with this 12 tribe chart. This is crazy, madness. It's impossible for us to know that. In and out of slavery. In no way you can tell. You don't even know what your name is, but you know what tribe you're from? What is your name? Who is your daddy? But how you know what tribe you're from? And you don't know what name you came over here with? Hmm. You don't even know if your mom is your mom. You know what I mean? And not only that, some of us, them slave masters grape, used to grape the women. So you don't even know if you're a descendant of a white man. You don't even know that. Your daddy could be one of the slave masters. That's who your dad come from. So if your dad came from one of them slave masters, then you, even though you look black, you might not be black. So you don't know where you're from. That's why the Bible tells us about endless genealogy is crazy. We're not supposed to be arguing over genealogy because that's one of the reasons God forbids Israel from numbering Israel, because you don't know who you are, where you're from, what tribe you're from. You don't know. arguing over genealogy. You can close out this.
All right, I want to thank you guys again for joining us on another Bible study, on another lesson. I want to ask you to join us on Fridays when we do our question and answer on Zoom. We have Bible study classes on Fridays at 8 p.m. Again, this is question and answer. We do this at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. And you can join us by phone at 786-635-1003, 646-518-9805, or 646-558-8656. The meeting ID number is 407-493-1344, and the password is 54321. The Israel Lord's Vineyard phone number is 407-493-1344. We would love for you to join us on Fridays. Come with a question. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, you can leave your questions down in the comments. Please be respectful. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. And click on the notification bell so you get notifications of when we post anything or when we go live. We appreciate your time. We are grateful for you and thankful that you joined us, and hope to have you join us again, not only on another Bible study lesson, but also again on Fridays on Zoom, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, and have yourself a blessed and great Sabbath.
All right, family. Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father, which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done in earth
thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation,
deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
the power,
the power,
and the glory.
and the glory.
In Jesus' precious name, amen.
Forever in Jesus' name, amen.
May the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our rock and our redeemer. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading, the hearing, and the doing of his word. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So, family, again, we are Israel, the Lord's Vineyard. My name is Brother Moses. We have Sister Kelly. And we thank you for joining us. Please, family, like the sister said, please like, share, and please don't forget to subscribe. We thank you again, and we hope that you can join us again on the next Bible studies. Take it easy, and you enjoy the rest of your Sabbath.